Here we go. In 5, 4, 3. Welcome to Sith Talkers, a Star Wars podcast. I'm your host, Mike Anybody else this week discussing, debating a variety of Star Wars topics. Welcome to episode 47, the Clone Wars movie review with Lando. Yeah. So quickly, Sith Talkers. All right, so you notice that it's just Lando and just me this week. Some just unexpected work stuff came up with Steve. I think it was gonna be Rex Steve from what he told me because of the whole Clone Wars vibe. So unfortunately, Steve got called into work this weekend and was unable to do the podcast with me, but, you know, I'm going to truck on, and we're just going to do this Clone Wars movie review, you know, with Lando. And maybe we'll talk about the brand new Clone Wars episode that dropped on Friday. Hello! It was so good. I've watched it twice. It's so good, so good. So maybe what I'll do is I'll talk about the Clone Wars, the movie, the original movie that started off the whole shebang with the Clone Wars, and then and then I'll give a spoiler warning, and then we will talk about the Bad Batch. Yeah, it was really good episode. All right, so right off the bat, Sith Talkers, if you're new to Sith Talkers and you're checking us out, or you're checking Lando out, normally it's Lando and Rex Steve, but this week it's just Lando. So if you're checking us out for the first time, I do have a co-host, and sometimes several co-hosts, and sometimes different co-hosts, Yeah, I'm talking about you, Robbie. You're my what if co-host. Yeah, I forgot about you. I know we haven't done the what if this month, but we will definitely 100% do the what if for March. I love doing those episodes. Try to do them once a month. What if scenarios and Star Wars. Super fun. And Robbie is always super fun to have on for those. So yep. So if you're new and you're seeing Lando, part of the Sith Talkers on YouTube, if you like what you're seeing or hearing, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up, hit that bell notification, and it will notify you when the new podcast drop every week. Yeah. And then if you're still on, audio listener, you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Sticher, I love you guys too. I love everybody. There was some stuff this week, some, not a lot of Star Wars news. Just like, for me, it's just the Clone Wars was the biggest thing that happened this week. But Harrison Ford did do the rounds this week on all the talk shows for his new movie, Call to the Wild, that came out this weekend. And of course, he got, questions about Star Wars, and I had to share this, and I did post this on Instagram. So Harrison Ford was asked this, and like I said, this was my favorite quote out of all of them. And obviously, he got asked about coming back to The Rise of Skywalker and what brought him back to The Rise of Skywalker to do that one scene. And he basically did it for JJ. JJ asked asked him, and he came back and did it. So, I mean, it was super awesome that he did. And it's actually one of the best scenes in the movie, in my opinion, because that's when Kylo, he gets redeemed. So, anyways, Harrison Ford was asked if Han Solo was a Force ghost in The Rise of Skywalker. And his response was, I have no fucking idea what a Force Ghost is, and I don't care. I love Harrison Ford, man. So classic Harrison Ford, man. He looks good. Like I said, watching on all the talk shows. And he said that Indiana Jones 5 is, I don't know if it's going to start filming this year, but I think so. And so hopefully we will get that really, really soon. I loved Indiana Jones. Sith Talkers. I mean, I know, we talk about Star Wars. Sometimes we talk about this and that. Last week we were talking about video games. So my first question for all the Sith Talkers out there, what's your favorite Indiana Jones movie? Out of all 4 of them, we got Raiders of the Lost Ark, we got Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, and look, we got the Crystal Skull. And this is probably everybody's least favorite. Lando liked it. I enjoyed it. But my favorite is it's the Temple of Doom. I mean, the movie is like so good. And I mean, the guy rips people's hearts out of their chest. Kalima, Kalima. And you got Short Round, and you got the sequence in the train tunnel and the bridge, and people putting their hands through holes where there's all snakes and bugs in them and stuff. But yeah, I love Temple of Doom. I love Raiders of the Lost Ark too, and of course I really like the Last Crusade. And I do like the Crystal Skull. So there you go. So Sith Talkers, what is your favorite Indiana Jones movie? So YouTubers, leave your comments below. And everybody, like I said, listening on just audio only. I do post on Instagram, on the Twitter, on Facebook. Shoot me an email, sithtalkers@gmail.com. And let me know what your favorite Indiana Jones movie is. Super curious, Sith Talkers. All right, so I guess I'll get into some Clone Wars. How about that, Sith Talkers? So, yes, Lando, I know I put the challenge out to Steve, right? Salacious B, Steve, last week to watch the Clone Wars movie that jumpstart the whole Clone Wars. And when he gets back next week, we will see if he did do his homework and he did watch the Clone Wars. Because Lando did. So, I mean, I saw it in the movie theater. But, I mean, I must say, I wasn't lying. I haven't watched this movie in probably over 10 years. And let me just give you like my first natural reaction when I was done watching the movie. I actually loved it. It was really good. And I just remember, and I think it came out in 2008. I remember everybody shitting all over the Clone War movie, and Ahsoka was like super annoying. It was new animation style for for Star Wars. First, we did have the first version of the Clone Wars animated, which was a little bit different. I love those. I forget what they're called. But it was more like Japanese animation, I want to say. I'm really not sure. Don't quote me on that, so don't beat me up over it. But there was like Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the Clone Wars in cartoon. It was super good and super cool. Absolutely loved it. And then we got the Cartoon Network Clone Wars, which is started with the movie that came out in the theaters, and then we got the 6 seasons, and now we're in season 7. So excited, because there's not much Star Wars right now. We're on the down trail of the Rise of Skywalker, right? It's not in theaters anymore. It's going to be out on digital next month and out on, the 4K Blu-ray, whatever. So I'm really excited because they listed everything, of course, online, and like there's a big, huge documentary with the Rise of Skywalker. So I love all the documentaries. One of my favorites is probably the Phantom Menace one that's on with the Phantom Menace. So really excited about that. Hopefully we get some deleted scenes on there, which I did not see. If Disney is going to throw those in a fucking box set that's going to cost us like $500, I could see them doing something fucking really shady like that. But hopefully they don't, because normally they have deleted scenes and they have all the extras, with the movie. Plus maybe maybe you put them on Disney Plus, get more subscribers. Put some extra features on Disney Plus that we're not getting in the digital download or the Blu-ray or the 4K version. That would be awesome. All right, so that was my initial reaction to the very first Clone Wars animated movie. This time around, I got done watching it and I was just like, wow, this was so good. I completely forgot, the storyline and whatnot. So of course, Lando, I took notes when I was watching all the YouTubers, the people watching on YouTube. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm old school, man. Handwritten notes, right? Pen, paper, just like I do the podcast. Sith Talkers. The first thing I have written down was the whole plot of the movie was Jabba the Hutt's son, Rata. He gets kidnapped, and he contacts the Republic for help, and of course it's Palpatine. It's fucking Palpatine in there, and he's still the puppet master, and he's still controlling everything, which we know at the time. But, as we watch the movie and we find out, we know like Dooku and Sidious are, they're behind everything. So basically, which we really didn't get, with the new trilogy, with the Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker was, the politics wasn't there. Even learning about what was going on with the Republic or with the First, we got really no information on the First Order, political wise. So even in this movie, this hour-and-a-half movie, Jabba's on Tatooine, his son gets kidnapped, and if the Republic can't help him, he will shut down the trade routes. So they will not have safe passage through the shipping routes through the Outer Rim. So once again, he just sprinkled a little bit of politics in, which I actually like. It gives something, for the Republic. They obviously they need this, and they need the Hutts as an ally during the Clone Wars. So it's super, super cool. What I really, really loved was the beginning sequence of the movie. So yeah, Sith Talkers, like I said, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. The whole beginning sequence is you do get Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting, and with Rex, and fighting a shit ton of battle droids, super destroyers, spider droids, and the whole beginning sequence was fucking awesome. And, they get the droids to retreat, but then, like, the droids put, like, this huge, like, shield around them. And then at this point, reinforcements come for Obi-Wan and Anakin, and that's when Ahsoka shows up, because Obi-Wan thinks he's getting a new Padawan learner. And like I said, I kind of didn't remember, like, this detail with it. Like, it was supposed to be Obi-Wan thought he was getting a Padawan, and then when Ahsoka shows up, she's actually assigned to Anakin, which is super cool. And right off the bat, like, the nicknames are there, and I completely forgot about Sky Guy. Ahsoka calls Anakin Sky Guy, and of course, he starts calling her Snips. And like I said, back, at the beginning when this movie came out, everybody's like, "Oh, she's super annoying. Ahsoka's annoying. annoying Padawan Jedi with Anakin. Watching this movie again now, I really loved the relationship between Anakin and Ahsoka, because you just see so much character development with Anakin and learning how to be a mentor to a Padawan. And you know, learning how to strategize and control his anger. I just thought it was brilliant. I didn't find it annoying or anything watching it this time around. I mean, not saying that I found it annoying the first time, but that's what a lot of people said. Was it Christophsis? That was the planet, the battle. I wrote it down. So I took notes. So yeah, the opening battle was on a planet, Christosis. Yep, Cody, Rex were there, Obi-Wan, Anakin. It was just a super, super cool opening sequence with the battle. Like I said, eventually Anakin and Ahsoka, they go undercover. They go under the shield and they destroy the thing that's, you know, causing the shield. And, you know, they end up getting the upper hand. And then, you know, it takes, you know, they win the battle there. And once again, I'm watching this and it just, like I said, just reels me back into the Clone Wars and Dave Filoni, the battle droids. And it's kind of like what Salacious B. Steve brought up when we were talking about droids last week. His favorite were battle droids because of the humor with the battle droids. It's like throughout the whole movie, you know, where the battle droids are just making just like quick jokes. Like I wrote one that was just like, he's like, fire on sector 11733875. Fire where? Just fire there. You know, they were doing jokes like that. It was just super funny. And we get some more battle droid humor in the brand new episode. You know, the Bad Batch this week. And that's one of the things I really, really love about the Clone Wars is like the battle droid humor. Definitely the comic relief of the Clone Wars. But anyways, man, I mean, you already know, like, let's just going back you know, as we're going through this movie, you know, Anakin and Ahsoka, they find Jabba's son. He's sick. They got to find him like medicine. But then in the process, Obi-Wan ends up fighting Asa Ventress. And like I said, I just didn't remember all the details, but they have a really, really cool lightsaber battle. And during the entire lightsaber battle, Obi-Wan is like taunting her. It was, like I said, super cool. And she's got the double red lightsabers and they're fighting and Obi-Wan's like a badass in this movie. It's just super cool. I love seeing Obi-Wan as a badass. That's why I love like Revenge of the Sith, man, because he's such a badass in Revenge of the Sith. Ventress tells Dooku Anakin killed Jabba's son. That's right. So, right, because Dooku's talking to Jabba the Hutt and trying to twist Jabba against a Jedi, and yeah, there's like a hologram, and he's talking to Ventress, and Ventress was just like, yeah, Anakin, the Jedi killed your son. And Jabba does turn, and like I said, that was the other like plot point was like at the end when they get to Tatooine, they had to prove to Jabba that, you know, hey, your son's alive, we rescued him, you know, this wasn't us, this was fucking Count Dooku. And like I said, there was a little bit of side story where Padme actually popped up. And she had to visit Jabba's uncle, Zero, and to help, you know, Anakin, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan. And Zero was actually the one near the end of the episode to tell Jabba, hey, you know, Count Dooku was behind this, because she was actually in on it. That was like the other twist, because, right, Padme comes in and visits her, asks for help, and then she actually gets like thrown in like prison, but you know, she escapes. What did I say? Padme overhears everything. Oh, that's right. That's because she overheard like Zero, and she knew Zero was in on it, you know, with Dooku and everything to try to screw the Jedi over. But what was super cool is when Ahsoka and Anakin get to Tatooine to bring Jabba back, they're fighting the Magna Guards. The Magna Guards are the guards with General Grievous. So that is super cool. And dude, we get to see Anakin versus Dooku fighting in the Tatooine desert. And it's so funny, man, because Anakin, like, they're actually using the Force and they're like using the sand against each other. And I actually chuckle because, I'm thinking of Attack of the Clones when he's like talking about sand and how he hates it. And it's rough and irritating. But it was actually a really, really cool lightsaber battle between, Dooku and Anakin on Tatooine. And like I said, and the Magna Guards were there. And look, I have written, like, it's Anakin ends up leaving to help Ahsoka because the Magna Guards were fighting Ahsoka. That's right. See, I have written down 3PO because when you're watching it, the scenes are going like back and forth. 3PO came in with the clone troopers like badass and rescued Padme. That's right. That's how Padme got rescued because, like I said, 3PO. It was 3PO. Oh boy, so cool. But like you said, at the end, right? They get Jabba's son back, and Dooku gets caught red-handed, and Jabba is like, hey, I trust you guys. We can continue our treaty, and the shipping lanes will be open for the Republic to use, with safe passage. They still coexist and save the day, but like I said, they have one quick scene with Sidious and Dooku. Sidious assures Dooku that the tide is still in their favor, right? I mean, we all know Sidious is controlling everything. Zero with Rata. That's it. Like I said, it all ends on, the happy, you get your good ending. Everything works out for the Jedi and the Republic. But what I really loved about, the movie was, this thing was like action packed. Like I said, you had the opening sequence, was super duper huge action sequence. You get Ventress versus Obi-Wan, and then you get Anakin versus Dooku, and two really, really good lightsaber battles. And this is what I was trying to explain to Salacious B. Steve last week, was just like the animation style. It's just really good because it's like really realistic. So like when the lightsaber battles are happening, you could picture all the movements, everything in a live action scenario. So that's what I really, really love. And just, following the clones again, and seeing them in battle and just kicking ass. Like I said, it was just super, super good. Super good. So, for Lando over here, Clone Wars, the movie from 2008 that started everything. You get to see some kick-ass action, 2 kick-ass lightsaber duels, battles, whatever. And you get to see the beginning of Ahsoka and Anakin. And you get introduced to Ahsoka. Way more character developed for Anakin. And I love it. Like I said, Anakin is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. Just because of the whole journey that he went through. So, but just super cool, super, super cool. Check it out, Sith Talkers, and, watch it. And then, hey, let me know what you think. So Sith Talkers, if you've seen the movie, or if you've, watched it, or just come back to the video and just leave some comments below. Did you like the Clone Wars animated movie from 2008? Yay or nay? There you go, Sith Talkers. Like I said, comments below on YouTube. Leave your comments on all the social media platforms for all the Sith Talkers just listening to the audio. And that is just fine. All right. You know what? I just really love the movie. But so we have a new segment with Jar Jar. So let me get Jar Jar in here. Jar Jar! Muy, Lando! It's just you, sir! That's right, Jar Jar. It's just me. Rex Steve this week, he got called away to some business. Ooh, bombad! Ooh. It's time for movie quotes with Jar Jar! Movie quotes with Jar Jar! Ooh! Sith Talkers. The movie quote from last week, sir. The answer is The Princess Bride. Ooh. Lando, do you want the new Jar Jar movie quote? Ooh. Big gooba fish. Yeah, Jar Jar, what's the movie quote this week? Take it away, Jar Jar. What's your quote? Misa quote is Misa sorry, but a Tulsa is a Tulsa, and a Rosa is a Rosa. And if Misa don't get no Tulsa, then Misa don't eat no Rosa. Misa just made that up, sa. Sith Talkers! That is movie quotes with Jar Jar! Ooh. Muy. Big gooba fish. Alright, Jar Jar. Thanks. It's a lot of Misas. You know what? I'm not going to repeat it this week. Make it a little bit harder on the Sith Talkers this week. So I guess hit rewind and listen to his quote again and see if you can figure it out. Yeah. So like I said, leave it in the comments below or on all the social media platforms when I post the podcast. Movie quotes with Jar Jar. All right. We'll see if that's a harder one than last week. Yeah, last week was Princess Bride. Well, guys, that's I think that's all that's probably all the segments I will probably do this week. Maybe. But all right, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I'm going to talk about the new Clone Wars episode, The Bad Batch. All right, Sith Talkers. So I will really quickly talk about The Bad Batch that just dropped Friday on Disney Plus. Season 7, Episode 1. This episode was awesome. I mean, like I said, it's short 20-minute episode. This episode, and this was action-packed too. I used to talk about getting back into the Clone Wars, man. But this one, really had some, to me, it had some like Marvel ties in it, or DC, whatever you want to say, because they had, the group of mutated clones, right? The 99 and the Bad Batch, right? The Bad Batch episode is called The Bad Batch because it was like 4 mutated clones and they needed their help because at the beginning they're losing like a shipyard and it's Rex. It's like Rex and Cody and like I said, they're talking like, it's weird because the droids, they're figuring out their strategy. Like they know what to do. Even, like it seems like they analyze it, they know what to do, and they're like 4 steps ahead of, the clone troopers. So they do something different, and they get the the Bad Batch. So what's really cool is it kind of reminds me of like Suicide Squad, where except these are like mutants, and they have like special powers. But of course, like, right, they show up and they about wreck when they land, which was like super funny. And then, of course, they come off and you got Hunter, who looks like Rambo. And he's got the red bandana and he's like super like sense, like his senses are just like super like enhanced. And then I don't know who came out next, but like there's Wrecker. He's like the huge, like humongous clone. Reminds me of like the Incredible Hulk. And he, in the episode, like he picks up a spaceship. I mean, it was pretty cool. It was pretty awesome. And then there's Tech. He reminds me of like, if you've seen the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he's like Donatello. He's like the smart one. He's the tech guy. And in the episode, right, when they break in, to get to that command center, thing, the tech guy, he's the one, doing everything on the computers. And then they have, what was his name? Crosshair. He reminds me of a Deadshot, right? He's like elite sniper, never misses. He's got like a cross eye, like on his eye or whatever, crosshair on his eye. Yeah, right. So, just like I said, super cool. And like I said, they were like mutants, like X-Men, right? So they all had like special abilities, and they kept calling the clones like regs, like because they were like the regular clones, and they were the like super duper clones with all like the powers, but yeah, man, like I said, it's just like they got them and they did their mission, they broke into the thing, and of course the big thing was, why is the separatist and whatever, why are they 4 steps ahead? And like I said, there was the leader, or the guy that was in charge, some insect looking dude. I guess the secret, the big bombshell at the end is Echo still alive? So if they do have Echo, that would actually explain a lot of things. So and they did one scene with, when they were looking at the picture of all of them together. So it was kind of like foreshadowing, right, of the episode. But like, once again, the battle droids were like super funny, and I do like how like the Bad Batch, they just go in head on, right? They don't need to come up with a plan. They just go through the front door and they just kick ass. So, and like I said, when Rex, or I don't know if it was Rex or Cody, but when they were just like, yeah, let's just go get him through the front, and the guy was like, all right, I'm starting to like you, Reg, because they're just regular troopers. It's back. I love it. I love the episode. Sith Talkers, what did you think of the Bad Batch, the very first episode of season 7 of the Clone Wars? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Lando loved it. I can't wait. Like I said, I think there's 3 different main story arcs of the last season of the Clone Wars. And I hope it does take us into Revenge of the Sith, and we get to see a totally different side of Revenge of the Sith. I mean, could you imagine Order 66 with these motherfuckers? Good Lord. Right? I don't know. Like I said, these are the things that Lando thinks about. Like, now we got like mutated clones, and I don't think it is. Fuck, man. Like Order 66, these motherfuckers will tear everybody apart. So, I don't know. Super cool. Like I said, what do you guys think? I mean, does it raise any more questions about the clones, or do they have inhibitor chips for Order 66? Right? I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll find out. I loved it. Once again, you start the episode with Anakin and Mace, but then they're gone, and the whole episode is just clones. And that's what I love about the Clone Wars, is you just get these like side stories, and you just get way more character development. And the clones aren't just clones, right? Because they, you care about all of them and all of their personalities and all of their character, and their character, like each and every one of them, Cody and Rex, like you start to, learn about them, and you're with them, and and everybody loves all the Jedis and this and that, but it's just so cool, like seeing like side missions and missions that like clone troops do. I love it. So, but don't get me wrong, Sith Talkers, I can't wait to get to some Darth Maul. So I'm really looking forward to some Darth Maul. That's probably how this whole thing's going to end. I'm pretty sure that'll probably be the last storyline there with the Clone Wars. But yeah, and I know something that Salacious B Steve asked, and I'll bring this up, was how come Anakin never brings up Ahsoka like in Revenge of the Sith? And it's a valid question, because if in Ahsoka is this Padawan learner, and there was and you get to see great character development with her. you would, and like I said, maybe they're just scenes never seen in Revenge of the Sith where Obi-Wan is, maybe brings her up or whatever. But I don't know, Sith Talkers. Like, once again, I just really, 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 really enjoy the Clone Wars. I really enjoyed the movie. I really enjoyed, all 6 seasons. And I really enjoyed episode 1. So I do, and me and Rex Steve, hopefully he will come around to the Clone Wars, and maybe we can talk some more Clone Wars on the podcast. Super cool, super awesome. So, all right. So, I mean, Sith Talkers, that's pretty much all I got this week. Oh, you know what else I got? The Who Does It Better. I almost forgot. We did Who Does It Better. We did impressions. The Yoda. We did Yoda last week, and Lando. I got more votes. So next week, when Steve is back, we will be doing an impression of Lando's choice. Steve got to do the first choice. I'm going to do the second choice. The third choice, Sith Talkers, will be 100% on your suggestions. And we already got some suggestions from the YouTube comments. I know we got Christopher Walken, and we got Oscar the Grouch, I think. So there you go. So there's just some ideas. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a Star Wars character. This can be any character from anything. What we'll do is, like I said, we'll do Lando's next week, and then we'll pick one. So we both, me and Rex Steve, we have some time to prepare to try to give you the best impression we can give you. So like I said, I think that's a lot of fun. I'll wait for Steve next week, and we'll do Master and Apprentice next week, where we'll answer quick draws. Question from last week. I'll wait till Steve's back. The question was super cool. If you could be a Star Wars character in a movie or show, a background character, what race would you be? And like, what profession would you be? I do believe that was the question from Quick Draw, and we will answer that for your Quick Draw next week on Master and Apprentice. 2 there are, no more, no less. So, like I said, super fun stuff. Keep giving me comments, feedback on YouTube, on social media at Sith Talkers. And like I said, we want you guys to be more incorporated with us. Absolutely. Like I said, now being on YouTube, as we grow a little bit, we definitely want to do a live podcast. So you guys are with us every step of the way. And we also want to do a live stream. So you can see I'm actually using right there. I'm using like StreamYard because I'm actually using StreamYard that's used with YouTube. Right? This is what you use. This is what platform you can use for live streaming that I use just for me and Steve to do our side-by-side video. So you got a little behind the curtains for the Sith Talkers there. So all right, that's Sith Talkers. That's all I got. All right, but before I always do this, but I'll just give you just a little bit. All right, here we go. Dick time, Lando. Dick time, Lando. Dick time, Lando. Dick time, Lando. Who's got the biggest dick? Who's got the bigger dick? Who's got the biggest dick? Who's got the biggest dick? Dick time, Lando. You know it's Dick time, Lando. Dick time, Lando. Dick time, Lando. All right, Sith Talkers. So before I close out the show, really quickly, I want to give a shout out to our partners in crime, Smuggler's Tales. So go check them out on the Instagram. They are at Smuggler's Tales, and what I'm going to be doing is they actually tell people Star Wars stories, but they actually now go a little bit deeper. They they put a spotlight on people that cosplay, people that do art for Star Wars. So what Lando is going to start doing is I am probably going to start picking a post from them a week, maybe from a cosplayer, art, if they do a Star Wars story, and share it on the podcast. So there you go. That's kind of like my plans. Kind of share some Smuggler's Tales with you. Check them out. All right, on the Instagram. And all right, Sith Talkers. Well, this has been episode 47, the Clone Wars movie review. And we went over the new Clone Wars show today. And once again, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. If you like what you see, hit the bell notification, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. And if you're still listening to the audio, on the Apple Podcast, on the Spotify, on the Stitcher, leave us a 5-star review, good review. Helps us out in any way, shape, or form. And you can hit us up in the comments below on YouTube, or on Instagram, on the Twitter, on Facebook, or shoot at me an email at sithtalkers@gmail.com. All at Sith Talkers. That's right, baby. All at Sith Talkers. And a really big shout out to QuickDraw83. He is Sith Talkers' first Patreon. Yeah! Thank you, QuickDraw. And you can check out QuickDraw also on YouTube. There you go. He does live streams. He plays Call of Duty. So he does videos and opens up Star Wars stuff and Walking Dead stuff, and he does all kinds of stuff. So love you, QuickDraw. Thank you for being the very first Patreon for the Sith Talkers. All right, Sith Talkers. This has been episode 47, the Clone Wars movie review. I've been your host this week, Mike Lando. And may the Force be with you, Sith Talkers, always. All right, another week without Steve. Another week without Steve giving me shit, huh? Oh man, that's all right. Sith Talkers. There you go. Hey, Sith Talkers, what do you think of? I guess all the YouTube, all the till the enders on YouTube. What do you? Hey, all you audio listeners might want to hop on YouTube here at the end. What do you think of Lando's Star Wars room here behind me, huh? Yeah, there's Steve right there. Us with the Emperor right there. Yeah, at the convention. There's Lando Calrissian right there. That one's autographed too, guys. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can see all, a lot of my knickknacks. My Rise of Skywalker pop wall back there. That's right. But yeah. So yeah, that's all. All right, Sith Talkers. That's all I got this week. Hope everybody has an awesome week. And Lando is out. Yes. Watto is out. Yes. Alrighty then. Here we go.